before we get into any of the epilogues or prologues, that's the word I was looking for, or descriptions of what we did last time, Andrea,
Wow.
roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh my
Oh
god.
boy.
Fail it. Be interesting. Fail it.
Is it to be charmed?
It is not. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, does anybody have any questions or anything they want to talk about before we get started?
My question is, why did you request a wisdom saving throw? Which that was, by the way, not a wisdom saving throw.
That was a wisdom roll.
Sure
yeah.
was.
It's
Does that
plus
change
1.
the outcome?
Yeah, plus 1.
That's a 23.
Yeah.
Well, you still succeed.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch to voice activation if you guys don't mind.
Okay.
Go for it.
You have to deal with my voice activation, so.
Oh my god, I was voice activated all the time, and I was pushing the button.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my god, I hope I didn't say anything embarrassing. Carry on.
Yeah. So, who would like to recap last arc?
I feel like my question was ignored.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was a wisdom saving throw, not a wisdom check. We added +1 to it.
No, there was 2 questions there. One was why. One was it was the wrong one.
You might find out.
Why ask why when you can ask when?
Now, it was 2 arcs ago that we started our journey to the Feywild, correct?
Yes.
2 or
Yes.
3
Yeah, like
that
3.
you started.
I think it was 2, because we had one where we were in the Feywild, and then we had one where we got to where we needed to go randomly, and then we did stuff in there, and then we got out of the Feywild.
Okay, it wasn't a whole arc after you left the Feywild. I don't actually remember.
We
No,
had
it wasn't a
brief
whole arc.
No, I kinda
outside
died
the
after we got out of the-
Feywild.
Yeah.
I kind of died after we got out of the Feywild.
It's true, you did.
So yeah, we went to the Feywild to look for Eris's family, and we found them. And also an archfey, maybe, that has been taking care of them and doing a relatively good job.
I will actually slightly correct you. You originally went to the Feywild to look for Eris's family's lair, hoping that there might be something magical inside to help you find Corwin's orb.
Right.
Orb.
But also, hopefully, to find family, which we did find. But we did not find the thing, I guess, that we went there for.
Well, you did get something that lets you scry on objects.
That's true.
Yeah, we did find that.
But Eris has decided to stay with the family. There are Behir and Storm Giants. Well, the Behir are definitely still in the Feywild. The Storm Giants are probably still somewhere in the Feywild. And they don't like the Bronze Dragons for whatever reason.
And
So
the
it's
Behir
not-
are constructs.
Yeah.
I believe you determined that the Cloud Giant Fortress was a storm that has since left this part of the Feywild and is now in a different part.
Yeah, so it's still on the plane of the Fey. It's just far, far away.
I think
And also Copper Dragons, not Bronze.
Oh, whoops.
I think to remember it was near like where there would be the Wi-Fi islands, like around that area. And
yes, roundabout there, yes.
I don't know if this was an assumption or did we find this that there was some beef between the copper dragons and the giants. That's why the giants sent these Behir abominations.
Um, I don't think you really determined anything other than this is one of those weird instances of just certain types of creatures don't like each other.
Okay.
It's not
The
like there are storm giants that we can ask, and all of the copper dragons that would have known are long gone.
killed by the storm giants, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Ares stayed,
Mm-hmm.
because it was dangerous and she wanted to protect.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a conversation with Andrea about if she was going to stay, and she decided no, she's going to come back and.
But it was a hard thought.
Mm-hmm.
It was very ponder.
Yeah, and also just a note: the term archfey has never been mentioned. It's just fey, but
Okay.
you can think of fey as a race as being archfey, if that helps. They are a separate race of vaguely elven creatures, but with the powers that one might associate with an archfey in the traditional D&D sense.
And then we went home, and then Corwin fell over.
Why?
We were investigating something in a how to call it, a cemetery.
That was after.
That's after.
That was after.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I died immediately after getting out of the Feywild.
Yep.
Oh.
Ogma's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did we figure out exactly why, or he just gave up the ghost?
I don't know if I made it explicit, but essentially what happened was we'll call it magical kickback of the event in the sky.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Drained what was left of Ogma's power and killed Corwin in the process.
I remember making that connection. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will henceforth refer to this event as the Spell Plague, just because that's a thing that already exists that is similar. If you want to have it called that in the future, you may.
Why
Sure.
spell plague? I just to quite understand.
It's a similar thing that happened in the Forgotten Realms when Cyric killed Mistra, I think.
Mysteria, yeah. Or Mistra.
No, it's Mistra. So yeah, that happened. There's like ley lines floating in the sky. And once Corwin got back up after having made some sort of pact with a god of death.
Not a god of death, the god of death.
Yes, the god.
And Lycra blew her backup diamond.
Mm-hmm. Corwin now has a big shadow puppy.
Yep.
And then we went east to Shadow Puppy.
He's so cute.
To Liz's home. Because Liz's dads were the ones who were like taking care of the ley lines and stuff, to ask them what the fuck happened. And they didn't know, but Liz somehow managed to work her way into the realm of her deity. Except that it's not one deity, it's two. But actually it's one, because one of them died.
Harsh.
Yeah, sort of finger quotes on died. He
is indisposed.
Yeah. He's injured, but can't touch the material plane anymore.
Did we know that?
Yeah, it's kind of similar to what happened to Ogma, actually.
So could maybe recover in the future. Maybe not.
Yes.
What else did we learn? Possibly about a cleric of someone, and why a deal was made.
Huh?
The reason Corwin had ended up making a deal with
Right.
the god of death is because their cleric had gone bonkers and is killing people
Yep.
whose time is not up.
She experienced an overwhelming stress and has not dealt with it in an appropriate way.
Oh yeah, that's the angel-looking lady that fought Stella in the dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
And you also recall that somebody, Corwin, I think, scryed on her.
Yep.
And found her in a tent looking very much like she did not look in the dream. She's very disheveled.
Also missing the wings and everything, I think, as well, right?
Yes, that is correct.
That was definitely a dream accessory.
I don't believe you narrowed down where exactly the tent was, though. I think you only saw inside the tent.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right. Lycra got a letter from Diana Lita, who is in Nerona, that they are having some issues with some people going missing and would love our help. And I think that that's our next destination. Which is the Pollux wants us to find the big crystal sphere that got stolen by the demons, we assume.
But we have no idea where to start looking for that.
Yep.
You do know two places where it's not.
The prime material and the Feywild.
Yep.
Also, I just want to confirm we didn't level up. We are still level 12, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm making an arrow here. 1 second.
Mhm.
There you go.
So we are currently still at Liz's place, right?
Mm-hmm. Anything else important?
Not to my knowledge.
Andrea got a new, very fancy weapon
Mm.
when we got back from the Feywild. One of the kids tinkered with their her gauntlet that injects thingies.
Yes.
That's true. I believe that means that all but 2 of you have your legacy weapons now.
Also now, I'm a poisoner and I haven't touched that. I should touch that at some point.
Oh, you took the feat?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do stuff with that.
Anything else campaign related? So we have the lead to Lycra's cousin Nerona to Nerona.
Mm-hmm.
What other lead do we have? We have that that thing that allowed you to scry on creatures, on objects.
Scrying eye, yes.
But it can only scry on things that are in the same plane.
Yeah, I can only use it once per day.
That's how we know that that crystal sphere is not on the prime material.
Mm.
You put the Phoenix back through the fire portal, right, Stella?
Good question.
Let me look through my
Remember
notes.
when we fought with the dragons?
Yeah, I remember
A
there being a
long time ago.
phoenix, but I don't remember what the fuck we did.
We just left the phoenix there, forgotten.
This was before the time skip, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Was it in the time skip?
No. Definitely was not in the time skip. Because that was the first time that I had control of medicine combat.
Oh yeah. Now we fought the phoenix, and then we have before the time skip, and then we had the egg, and at some point someone pointed out like, what were we gonna do with this egg?
And I think she put it through the portal into the fire plane.
No, because there was no portal through the fire plane, right?
I think we left it in the lava to gestate.
I think you might be right.
Fun.
Fuck is all of this?
I can just tell you if you would like.
Like, I'll find it in the notes eventually, but I might be here a while.
Yeah, it's definitely still just chilling at the bottom of the volcano.
Okay. And we left it there because we couldn't send it back?
Yes, the portal
Okay.
closed once you finished
Right.
the fight.
So right, because I was like, okay, maybe I can try and find a way to the plane of fire somehow. And that has just never panned out for me.
So I know we have at least 2 other outstanding concerns. I believe we never fixed the hole in the ocean.
We didn't. I thought we did.
I know we looked at it a bunch, but I don't remember if we actually plugged it.
Damn it.
We had no way of getting down there to plug it.
And there was the whole risk of get too close and get swept by.
I think we also determined that the amount of water it's siphoning off is minuscule.
Yeah, whatever place is getting flooded, it's gonna take a while.
It'll take a while.
Gonna take a while.
I don't actually remember. Does Estella have a piece of the water plane? No, she does not
No.
have access to the water elementals, so I don't think you closed it.
No. While out on the ocean, Liker notices a dark patch on the water. Seems like a maelstrom. That was north of Murata. Fight some fish people. That's literally all I have written about it.
Well, that's an issue.
And then the last one is the Kraken. I know that at the time the plan was for the military of Murata to go deal with it, but obviously stuff happened.
Yeah.
What? I don't remember any of this Kraken. Can you enlighten me?
Estella urged us to run away from the Kraken.
Yep. This was before we went into the realm and the astral plane with the tests.
I will say over the time skip, there were no more reports of any sightings about the Kraken.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if it's not hurting anybody, like, they can fucking stay in the bottom of the ocean for all I care.
Maybe it went home.
That's
The
also
other thing,
possible.
yeah. The other thing that we had a pressure in it. I mean, not that we can directly do something about it, but it's a major event that is happening. Is the war in the Hells apparently? We
Mhm.
have seen refugees of the war in, I want to say, Covington.
Yeah, we saw 2 of those Cambians.
Yeah,
That is correct. No, I think you just saw one.
Right, one. I'm misremembering our run-ins with Cambians versus the
Yes.
one that got beat up.
At the time, I told you he had blue skin. I have since retconned that to having red skin. The other ones that you have dealt with had blue skin, though.
So yeah, that they
I
have
have
issues.
given everybody the ability to edit that handout that I just shared to help you
Okay.
keep track. And to
How
help
do
me
we?
keep track.
Where is it?
It's in the party inventory. It should have popped up for everyone.
Yeah,
Oh,
it should
there
have
it
popped up.
goes. It just took.
Did we know the name the Mythalar?
Yes.
I think it's on point that I do as Andrea and just call the big crystal thingy from Corwin.
Mhm. It's Mycrul or Mirkul?
You're cool.
Yeah, I spelled it wrong.
Just double checking.
And I guess we also have the storm giant cloud to look at if you're adding things to that list.
I mean, that's in the Feywild.
But it's still something that at least Andrea wants to do at some point.
Okay.
I know that at this point we're not much for them, but Andrea's worried.
Oh yeah, was there a teleportation circle at Liz's place?
Yes. No. You arrived there via the.
Teleportation circle.
Nope, it was the one that clerics can do.
Oh,
Word of recall.
That's the one.
I just didn't want to add it to my portable places if it didn't have a circle itself.
Because the circles that Liz knows is one in the Elven Kingdoms and the one in Metis's lair.
no, because she had to trade permission to look at her deck, her tarot cards to see that, get that one.
Yeah, I think. I guess she did start with 2. Where's the second one?
Oh,
Maybe
Lycra,
You were the
left
two
that
people that
open.
should know.
Yeah.
Lycra has
Did we know that-
Cassandra's place in Candlekeep, Melis's, or not Melis, the one in Vroggoll, and the one on that island.
Island?
Yes, the telescope
well,
island,
halfway, yeah.
Yeah.
the one that
Did-
you like
did we-
using.
Did we know that Liz has a teleportation circle to the Elfin Kingdoms?
Probably not.
I think we didn't, because at some point when we had the issue to go into the Feywild, there was a point of like, yeah, we could reach that through the Elven Kingdoms. We don't know how to get to the Elven Kingdoms.
I don't remember if it came up then or not.
I'm willing to just retcon the fact that we don't know and it was never asked. We're unsure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just have a teleportation circle that you know that hasn't been defined yet, Ty.
Oh, is this like my other one, the one I have with Jamie, where it goes somewhere?
If you want to leave that up to me, sure.
I'll warn you guys, Liz will use it.
Yeah, you definitely had word of recall to get back here, though. I know that.
So it looks like we have a long list of stuff. But I think our plan for the immediate future was to go to Narena.
Yep.
Do we have any way of dealing with the Phoenix Egg?
I could crack it.
seems rude.
But we could have such a nice omelet out of it.
We could have a phoenix pet friend.
2-for-1 solution. Throw the phoenix egg in the ocean hole.
Or we could just have Liv Spanish it.
Could
Yeah.
try that.
Oh yeah, if you banish it. Oh yeah.
Although, technically, it was born here because it died here. It might just exist here now. I don't know how that works.
It's a possible solution while we're in Vroggoll, since it's so close.
Although we also have to dredge it up out of a lava pit.
It's not down in the lava. It's just in the volcano on the, like, basically where you fought it.
In
Sitting
that
on the floor.
chamber.
Anybody that has Arcana, and then if Estella and Liz don't have Arcana, also those two. I assume Liz has Arcana, but I don't know. Make a Arcana check. Okay, you think... wait, we didn't get from Liz.
Sorry, one monitor. Computer being
Okay.
slow.
Lycra doesn't have Arcana, but she's got a +5 because she's a bard.
Okay, yeah, so... Lycra is a bit in the dark about it, but the rest of you think that banishing it would probably work.
Mhm.
You do also recall that they estimated... I don't remember if it was you or Metis, but maybe the group of you together estimated it would be, I believe, 3 years before it hatched.
What?
I think it was a range. It was like 3 years.
Mhm.
Oh man.
I believe you tried punching it at the time, and that didn't go very well. You have also previously had the idea of tossing it into the portal to the elemental plane of water.
Yeah, that seems like a recipe for potential catastrophe.
Also sounds like really rude to the beardy. Like if we're gonna kill it, at least do it peacefully.
It's a phoenix. It can be studied and turned into so much interesting magic.
Maybe doing magical research right now while the world is on fire.
While our previous magic research still missing.
Well, I'm treating this just as you all recalling what you know about it. But yeah, I think that covers all the recapping. If unless anybody else has something they want to think about.
Just taking a moment to write down my own personal goals.
Lycra's on day 15 of project.
Yes. How many? Did I tell you how many days that
No,
would take?
you said just keep updating you.
Okay, what level is the spell?
2.
I'm so sorry. I need a bathroom break while we're...
Okay, yeah, I'd have
That's
to look
fair.
this up anyway. Are you sure it's 2?
I will look at the spell again to make sure. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's a level 2 spell.
My notes are indicating that's a 3rd level spell.
What spell is it?
It was a Thunderstep?
Well, Thunderstep was the spell I was using to start the effect. So yeah, it might actually be a 3rd level spell.
Third
But
level conjuration.
it acts a lot more like you know, the Thunder AoE effect one, the level 2 AoE effect.
Thunderclap?
Words. Thunderclap.
Thunderclap is a cantrip. Thunder Wave is a
Thunder Wave, then yeah.
level 1 spell.
Really, level 1?
Yup.
It's kind of a mixture of Thunderwave and Step, so really, if it's a level 3, it's a level 3. It's all good. It's been long enough I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I was modeling this more on the Horn of Blasting.
Oh, yes. No, I remember you bringing that up.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's continue to call it a 3rd level spell then.
Like, Ashish and Andrea can look at each other and it's like, how did we end up with in this magical world-ending group? Oh no, the Roomba is dumb. BIB.
Oh, I'm gonna send you a message, Ty.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Just grabbing a drink really quick. Back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Are we on a break then, or what?
I think everybody has returned.
I think Chamie had to step away for a second.
I'm here.
She has also returned.
Okay, I
I-
didn't remember.
I think I heard her with a mouthful.
Mouthful of cookie.
Okay.
Okay, well, in that case, let's leave the party for a moment. As the nighttime glow from a large lake of lava where a mountain once stood illuminates towers at the center of Phlegothos. A wind spirals up off a thermal from the lake and floats eastward past the shattered remnants of the tallest tower in the city, and out across the rocky and desolate landscape of the Hells. The wind continues east, passing over 2 massive armies of fiendish creatures facing one another, standing at the border with Nessus. And further east still to the massive fortress of Tubjari. The heart of the fortress, a roar of frustration shakes the walls. What are you trying to tell me, tiny worm? Say it plainly. The massive red-winged form of Asmodeus, archdevil and ruler of Nessus, towers above a tiny messenger imp. Semrage entered the battlefield herself, Master. She single-handedly destroyed an entire legion, and the lines have been pushed back several miles inside of our borders. The roar of frustration shakes the walls again. Asmodeus steps past the tiny bloodstain left on the floor of his throne room and walks slowly down the hallway. She finally dares to show her face, he growls to himself. Excellent. A wide grin splits his face as he opens the door of his personal armory. And we're back.
Sorry, what was the name of the woman?
Semirage.
Semirage.
If you're thinking that sounds familiar, you're probably correct. If you're Cathanan, I don't think anybody else has read them.
I referenced it.
Andrea, let's get a wisdom saving throw from you. No, I already got one from you. Sorry. Estella, let's get one from you.
Is this to have my mind read?
I don't think so.
So starting at 10th level, your thoughts can't be read by telepathy or other means unless you allow it. You also have resistance to psychic damage, and whenever a creature deals psychic damage to you, that creature takes the same amount of damage that you do. In case that matters.
No, none of that applies.
Okay.
Wonderful. At some point during the day, Estella just feels her skin crawling a little bit. So we have returned to the Temple of Liz's Gods. You have I don't want to say solved anything, but you certainly have more knowledge than you did when you started. So what would you like to do?
I honestly think I have more questions than answers. Andrea says.
I need to replace my diamond, and there's some lotions I wouldn't mind trying to whip up. Is there any chance there's some alchemists available that could help me try to figure at least one of those two problems out?
Anything that doesn't have a gold cost as far as components can find in large supply here.
This unfortunately requires about 25 gold worth of saffron and other ingredients.
Okay. Yes, that stuff is also available. Nothing is said, but you feel like it would probably be polite to make some sort of donation in return for the use of these supplies.
She will happily pay a full 25 gold in silver because her pocket feels heavy right now.
There are some diamonds here, but they are held a little more closely for the same purposes that you are wanting them, probably.
Yes, if we end up going back to Vroggoll, she'll check with her sister to see if they've been able to acquire anything of quality, because she needs higher quality. She can't use the small stuff. She needs a 500.
Right.
I know, picky spell bards. God. Ugh.
We're still on this place.
Mm-hmm.
Did we actually make any real progress with figuring out what can be done about the spell plague, or is it just that's something that'll have to be dealt with? I don't remember now.
It's I think what we were told by Pollux was that he just can't keep the ley lines under control on his own.
Yes. So the magics that were laid down and held in place basically used the two of them as a focus. So they will need to be redone with just one focus instead.
and there is no way around that except doing it the long way.
Yes, which is the decades long way.
So it's just something we're going to have to live with.
Yeah. It will be a not even necessarily a retirement project for Liz, but it's less important than her other concern at the moment.
Mm. Well, I have no idea how to help on that.
Good thing Liz has a long life ahead of her.
Hmm.
Unless she dies. And then, you know, that's somebody else's problem.
Okay, so I guess we trek back west.
Is there a path for us to go straight from here to Nerona, or do we have to go back through Vroggoll?
How far are we?
You are
Far.
you're currently on the other side of the Candle Mountains.
Yeah, I asked that like a kind of in character.
Um,
Would it make sense to go to Candlekeep and maybe ask certain large dragons for a ride?
I
I
think we ended last session with Lycra messaging to check whether anyone was available for said passage. I don't
Is it
know if we actually had a result from that.
is it polite to use dragons as fairies?
As I recall, I do not believe there are enough dragons that are large enough to get the entire party there.
All right, let's start walking then.
We get and we get still to Vroggoll then.
Yeah, the only alternative is going to the island and then somehow getting a boat, which would mean building a boat.
Yeah, I would say probably the most direct route is taking a teleportation circle back to Vroggoll and hoofing it from there.
Right. Would we like to go in the morning so that Liz can spend one more day with her family? What time of day is it?
Indetermined.
A
It
day
can be
isn't going to
whatever
matter.
you want it to be. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I can work in something in the meantime.
Okay. And just for everybody else's clarity, only one of Liz's fathers is still living.
Yes.
She assumed the mantle of the cleric after her other father passed.
Much sad.
Was it a long time ago?
Yeah, balls.
Um, a year or two, not super long, but not like last week.
My condolences.
This must be autumn.
Yes.
Liz, is there a library around here that I might be able to peruse for the rest of the day?
Based on the type of god Liz serves, I think Liz takes. Oh god, I forgot names.
Estella.
Estella. Estella to a library about magic.
This is a rich repository of any magical lore you could probably think of.
Fantastic. I want to. Are there like people that can help me find stuff?
No.
No, there's not a librarian, but it's all meticulously organized.
Dewey Decimal.
The fantasy equivalent, yes.
Cool. The one that Metis made?
Probably not. I would say it functions similarly,
Ugh.
but it's not like if you have numbers memorized from Metis's code, it doesn't apply here.
Counter argument: you stand at a podium, you say what you're looking for, and a little line goes on the ground and like leads you to the book.
There you
That
go.
does give very magical library vibes. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
Absolutely
sounds
does.
cool.
Okay.
Magical library
It's
about magic.
very specific, so if you don't ask for the exact right thing, it's like, I don't know.
It just honks red at you.
Or the whole floor lights up. Like, show me something about magic. The entire floor lights up.
Or it leads you to the section that's just all on transmogrification. Like, yeah, this might apply, maybe.
Okay. So I stand here?
Yep. And then you ask for what you're looking for. Zoe, or God damn it, this is gonna happen. Liz is like, shows her and be like, Duvaldor's book on beginner magic. And a line goes out, finds this right book, and it's literally the first book on magic Liz ever read.
Do I have to specify the author? The very specific book that I'm looking for, or can I ask for information on a subject?
It helps.
Yeah, the keyword search is also available if you don't know
Keyword search.
the exact author or anything.
Library, I am looking for information on the magic of the reconfiguration in Vroggoll.
Uh-huh. Okay. There is some general observations available.
Mm-hmm.
And the note that this effect, while magical, doesn't match any known school of magic. It's something else.
I think, Quasta talking, that rules are written in D&D. Not everything has to be in a school of magic. Like, it's not that weird. I might be wrong though. If you want to think of it that way.
And not even necessarily just the 6 that we know of, but no other type of magical effect similar to this has been seen before. It is unique in all of cataloging magical history.
I think Lycra was going to work on her gift, but then when she hears about Liz and Estella talking about a magic library, she follows along. And when there's a moment, she'll ask the library for anything written about the effects of the wish spell.
Okay. Yeah. The wish spell is a known thing. Anything that's in the PHB as part of the wish spell, Liz could find out about.
And I think Lycra just ends up spending the rest of the day reading over, some 300-year-old book about how, oh, well, here's 40 times someone used the wish spell and why it's a mistake and never learn the wish spell, you idiot.
Yeah, there is an element of that. It is certainly. I think you find this more on a section that talks about the wish spell as granted by any variety of djinn. That it can be dangerous if not used carefully.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
One.
I also want to state what I want to do during the day at some point, whenever.
You do
Someone else
that while
finishes.
I type to Nibbles. DM
Well,
DM stuff.
I feel like there's a tippy tap battle going on, so I'll wait for that to stop.
I can address your concerns. What's up?
I just want to say that Andrea saying that, looking at that we have a free day, she asked to Liz's dad for a very remote, like room, a la like a warehouse that no one will come by near anytime soon to use, and warns with grave face to the group. So I'll be busy today. I'll be in this room. If you go find me, we'll have a very bad day and maybe a week, very bad week. So be careful. Ashish, you might come with me if you want.
What are you doing up in this room?
Nothing. She's toying with poison in a very uh, not safe manner because she doesn't care.
I was
see.
figured she was just going to invent the Margaritaville.
But I think Andrea, she is how she is. She will not specify all of that. She will just put that warning and just let them ponder.
Yeah. I will say you are shown to, like, basically an alchemical laboratory that is safe from that kind of stuff.
Neat.
What specifically are you looking to do, or are you just
This is my first
practicing?
day. Yeah, first day with Poisoner's Kit. I'm immune to poison from multiple avenues, so I really don't care. So I try things like tasting it and painting stuff, and it's a kid with a Play-Doh thingy
Okay.
kind of vibe.
Just for funsies, go ahead and make a poisoner's kit roll with intelligence.
You will be better at it, but it's the first rodeo, so
Yeah.
should just learn the ropes.
That's pretty good.
This was pretty good. You don't burn anything down or discover a poison that you are not immune to.
Thank you for not burning down Liz's home.
Yeah, I mean, something might have caught on fire, but it would not have been able to escape this room.
I will not tell everyone about that.
One other little piece of information that Estella finds right at the end of the research notes she's reading is organic matter seems to be less affected than organic's not the right word, because plants definitely are affected, but like creatures don't seem to be affected. Creatures don't spring into existence out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Estella starts to get an idea.
We're all fucked.
I'm terrified. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to do during the day?
So, Liz will go up to Lycra at some point and just try to figure out what is she studying and why she cares about this wish spell so much.
It's. And she looks pensive for a moment. Have you ever felt wrong? Like you don't belong with the people and the places and the stuff that you grew up with. That even when they're nice and welcoming to you, you just feel like you're an outsider pretending.
More than I can ever unexplain.
I had a dream one day, and ever since then, things kind of made more sense. I don't think wish is the right solution, but it answers all the questions. I don't know. I'm very happy
What's the
with
answers?
and she smiles a little bit. A different family has been very good to me, and I think if I could belong with them, if I could be one of them, I would feel more comfortable.
Liz grabs Liker's hand and just drags her along. We're gonna go see my father.
Lycra follows, only mildly confused.
Liz goes and looks for her father.
Liz locates her father.
Father, I know this is not the greatest time, but you know that special spell that you know? Lycra would like to talk to you about it. And Liz pushes Lycra forward towards him.
Okay. He raises a bit of an eyebrow. What? How does he phrase this? You are interested in changing your physical form?
Yes, and she kind of closes her eyes and kind of beats down concern about talking so openly about stuff and centers herself before looking him in the eye again. I don't know if it's something I can really properly explain, but ever since I joined with the Silver Dragons of Candlekeep, I've found myself so much more comfortable in my life, in my choices, in my body, and I want to become as close to one of them as I can. And I know magic has incredible ability to do those kinds of things, but so far my efforts with polymorphing myself and such are limited and cause strain if I maintain it too long. I was looking into 2 spells. My my cousin had a scroll of simulacrum that offered a possibility, but that's a possibility that requires a sacrifice I don't want to casually make. And I thought that through the use of the wish magic, I could possibly make the change happen myself. But when I was talking with your daughter,
you said that you have a scroll of this, and he's asking if he can read it, basically.
so does Kat have it, or did
No, it's in possession of Lycra. I don't know if Kat originally had it or not, but
yeah, because it was can't be used by bards. I think she had it originally, but yeah, if that makes sense to you, then I have no problems with saying that Lycra ended up keeping it because technically I can cast Simulacrum via Wish as well. Just
Right. Yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah.
I intended to move it into your folder, and I guess I just didn't.
it's all good.
Now
So,
it's-
Cat was giving a lot of things away at the end there, so you know.
yeah, Lycra will open one of the scroll cases she has on her and pass over the crumpled or the weathered paper parchment.
He reads it briefly. Yes, this is quite similar, actually, to a spell I once knew. The difference being that instead of animating the simulacrum independently from yourself, you would need to find a way to actually transfer your soul into it.
Is it possible the use of some kind of higher level healing magic could be used to do that transfer? Again, Wish seems to break all of the rules of other magic, but the risk of it is so high. If there was some other kind of divine or healing based magic that could make the transfer possible, it would be more reassuring than just kind of trying to wish and hoping there wasn't some catch 22.
Yeah, he describes an existent spell that is very similar to this one. I will send you the link, although once Lycra learns it, it will be slightly different than this. I think I'll probably make it an 8th level spell and require more valuable components. But because he has lost the ability to use his magic, he cannot teach it to you. You're basically going to have to rediscover it. And by doing so, or in doing so, you will need to locate a spell that can transfer your soul to a different body and sort of combine them into a single spell.
Very reasonable. And Lycra will take notes as he describes and explains things and kind of compare the explanation he makes to what she reads of the simulacrum spell, because she doesn't really understand it. It's not her kind of magic. But she kind of sees how he's drawing the lines of connection between the two. I think I get it. I really appreciate this, and she'll take a moment to clasp his hands, and she'll do a prayer based on one of the old prayers from, when she was a kid and stuff, because not as strongly religious as other people, but she at least shows respect and devotion.
Yeah, and I don't think Lycra has any idea what spell she's looking for, but I am guessing that the player can guess.
I'm thinking you're giving the player too much credit.
It's clone.
Okay, it is clone. Okay. I'm just going to run in circles. Don't mind me. And when that conversation's over, she'll turn back to Liz and thank her. It's not something a lot of people seem comfortable talking about with. It's very kind of you to help out so much. Thank you, Liz.
She gives a little nod.
Lycra goes back to her room to write in her journal.
Make an Arcana check for me.
Better luck this time. Hey, better luck this time.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You begin to understand the intricacies of the simulacrum spell a little bit more. It's very headache-inducing work, but You feel like you're getting somewhere.
I'm a math major trying to understand a physics problem. Okay, I can see lines
not
here,
bad.
but it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work?
Actually, it's probably the other way around. I think a bard would be more like applied physics, whereas a wizard would just be the most esoteric of mathematical theories that you could think of.
Oh my god, a particle physics major trying to understand chaos theory.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, Lycra's diary now contains an entry talking about changing bodies for future posterity.
Outside of Andrea and Estella, who probably would have been the third most time spent with the kids?
I can't say Lycra because she did sneak. Did she sneak off in Invisible or did she not?
Yeah, well, I don't think she snuck off. She was the one that left the mountain to do tracking, right?
That too.
I
Although she did encounter the boy.
Yeah, well, I mean, after you were up there. I'm just gonna make the executive decision that it was Ashish. Ashish, please make a wisdom saving throw.
Andrea, Ashish, and Lycra follow the trail the Behir made, so Corwin would have been the other person that stayed behind. Although Andrea also went, so I don't know.
We'll just go with Ashish.
Okay.
Ah, wonderful. Throughout the evening, at one point, Ashish, you also have a slightly skin-crawling feeling at one point.
I forgot to ask if that was a spell or magical effect.
It is.
Then I would have advantage on that.
Please roll again. Never mind, you don't have a crawling feeling on your skin during the night. Okay. I think we're moving on to the evening/night, unless anybody
I
objects.
did. Liz wanted to speak with her father once Lycra had left.
Okay. Lycra has.
Father, I need to take some diamonds.
Well, they are of no use to me any longer. So I will say the stores are now entirely at your disposal.
Liz goes and raises 1,500 gold in diamonds
All right.
and brings 1/3 of them to Lycra.
Lycra is suitably impressed and spends a lot of time making sure that it's high enough quality for the spell to work.
They are.
She is very grateful and gives Liz at least a second hug.
The temple now no longer has any diamonds.
Well, I mean, there was nobody else there to cast a spell, so.
That's true.
Before
1
I
second.
leave, before I leave the library, I want to double check and see if there's any information on closing elemental portals.
Liz fails to dodge a hug.
Aw.
Let me get an insight check from Lycra.
Insight, that's not intimidation or investigation.
Certainly not. I think you get the sense that Liz is maybe not so fond of physical contact.
Lycra, I wouldn't say blushes so much as kind of looks mildly appalled at her own self and apologizes under her breath and kind of looks away.
Probably with a 20, you realize that when Liz touched you earlier to grab you, it was with gloved hands. Most times Liz has gloved hands.
What is cleft hand?
Gloved.
Ah,
Wearing gloves.
Ye. Okay, yeah. Elemental portals. There is only theoretical stuff about a permanent portal between two planes. There's plenty of information on the types of spells that could be used to travel between two planes, but there is no knowledge of specifically a permanent way that one could just walk to a different plane. Other than dispel magic, there is not much that would readily be described as something that could resolve that. Yeah, I don't think you get much beyond that.
And when we fought the Phoenix, the portal to the fire plane went away when we killed it.
Um,
Was that correct?
I don't remember. I don't remember if it went away when you killed the Phoenix or if you dispelled it afterwards
Okay.
or
I think
as
we just.
part of the fight.
I feel like we dispelled it afterwards with the help of Metis.
Right, but then
Yeah.
why didn't you throw the egg back through before that?
I think it disappeared.
Yeah.
I think for lore consistency, it disappeared makes more sense.
Makes sense.
Does it though?
Not really.
No.
Maybe it shrank to 0 width portal and no one can see it.
Maybe that's the thing we gotta just talk about later. But dispel magic will probably work if I do it really, really well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you did with the Earth portal.
When the fuck was that?
Or
I
was
know
it
you did one of the
no.
portals and tossed the thing back through. I just don't remember which one.
No,
Earth portal?
because the only other one you had was the air, and that was from the giant that you banished back.
When we encountered an earth portal.
I don't think we did.
Yeah,
haven't.
you didn't. I was thinking air. You know what? Erase all of that. You find something, I'll figure out what it was later.
Okay.
Yeah, because maybe Dispel Magic didn't work, because I'm now remembering what caused these, and Dispel
Right.
Magic wouldn't work on that. I will add that to my notes to think about.
Okay.
All right. Moving into the evening.
Mhm.
I believe Corwin had something he wanted to do.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's a cemetery or something in the area.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go wander through there and make friends, talk to people,
Okay.
maybe pick up some information.
What sort of information are you looking for?
I guess he's kind of just seeing if, like, he's still kind of new to this whole speaking to the dead thing, so he doesn't know, like, do the dead talk to each other? Do they get information? You know, are they just sitting there thinking about their own thoughts? You know, so he's kind of just trying to get it. Speaking to the dead 101 is kind of what he's learning how to do.
Okay. So you respectfully wander around the cemetery, and there are no immediately obvious spirits there anywhere. Go ahead and make me a. I guess this would be an Arcana check. Let me look at. Your stats. Yeah. Yeah. Just go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Arcana.
And then let me look at something. Okay, you are fairly confident that there is a way to speak with spirits that have since passed.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't immediately come to your mind, but next time you level up, if you would like to choose Speak with Dead, you can.
I have that ability.
Do you?
Yeah, I took a feat.
I did not see it in your spell list. That's what I was looking for.
I took the Eldritch Adept Whispers of the Grave.
Okay. All right. In that case, we will just say that this role was the in-game reason for you having that feat. You have figured
Okay.
that out. But yeah, you get the sense that there are no spirits here that are not at rest. All the spirits that you've encountered were trapped, or at least didn't know how to pass over.
Mm-hmm.
This being a place of rest at a religious temple, all the people that are interred here were done so properly and were given the ability to pass peacefully.
Okay. So even though there's nobody home, then.
Right. So you feel like you could call to them, but there's none that are just wandering here.
Okay, I'll pick a grave at random and just hello.
Okay. We will say that you have cast the Speak with Dead spell.
Mm-hmm.
What are your questions?
I was hoping to flavor it that it's a little more interactive than that, just given his connection with death, where it's not just an answer response thing where he can just have a conversation.
Hmm.
If that's not how you want to do it, that's fine.
I think you can flavor it that way, but mechanically, I think it is still just 5 questions. But you can certainly flavor that as just a brief conversation.
Okay, I guess. Who are you? My name's Corwin. Who are you?
Hmm. Um.
The thing you wanted to avoid.
Yeah. Roll a d100.
Cenef Philus the Third.
My name was Crowley.
Okay. What did
Ooh.
you do here at the temple?
I served as the cleric of my god until my death.
Hmm. Hmm. Just trying to think of another question. Sorry. What happened to you?
I lived a long and fulfilled life and passed of old age.
Did you leave anyone behind?
Make an insight check. think that's high enough, Ty?
I mean, the answer's just my husband and my daughter.
Well, right, but I'm trying to figure out if Corwin gets it.
I don't know. That's up
Corwin
to
will get it if
Corwin.
that's the answer that's given.
Okay.
Corwin will get it.
Yeah. Husband and daughter, yeah.
Oh. Did you have anything you want me to say to Liz and whatever his name was? Because player doesn't remember.
Aziraphale.
Aziraphale.
I don't think he does. I think the messages that he left with them before his death, he's content with.
That was 4 questions?
Sure. We'll say you feel your time is drawing to a close with this conversation.
What do you know about the cleric of Miracle?
God of Death. Traditionally, their domain is to ensure the transition between life and death is as smooth as possible, particularly in those cases where it would not otherwise be without assistance.
Okay.
They
I'll let you rest.
They are often vilified, but the process of passing can be traumatic, and often traumatic experiences can be made less so with company.
Thank you. I'll let you sleep.
And the spirit fades back into the stone that it came out of.
Okay. I don't think anything else, or unless there's any particularly interesting gravestones or anything that draws his attention, he's just gonna wander and then go back to bed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that particularly catches your attention. You do notice that this was the last in a line of similarly constructed, not quite mausoleums, but something larger than just your standard grave.
Mm-hmm. It's like a large plinth.
Yeah, situated along the back wall. And you get the sense that the rest of that line is all the other clerics and paladins of the god. Or the gods, I guess I should say.
Gotcha.
All right. So, unless there's anything else, I will say you all find your way to sleep for the evening.
I think Legro will get her hour in towards the end of the night.
Yeah, you can mark another one.
16 candles.
So is Stella going to have a dream fest?
I don't think Estella dreams tonight. She's too busy thinking.
All right. So as the sun rises the next morning, I'll take perception checks from everybody. And anybody that rolls a 16 or higher, also make an insight check.
You want both?
Only if the perception is above 16 for insight.
Okay.
That's persuasion.
Yeah. Perception, it's one more.
Okay.
God damn it.
Okay, so I have insight from Lycra. Ashish and Andrea also roll insight, please.
Very good rolls all around.
Okay, yeah, so briefly talking over breakfast, you all notice that the lines across the sky have faded. Not a lot, but with those insights, you estimate probably from here they will be completely faded in about a month, maybe a month and a half.
Would that be indicative of things dying down, maybe, or?
That is yet to be determined. Just as far as you can tell, the visual effect is fading.
Oh, the pretty skylines are gone. I mean, fading.
And then I will say, Andrea, make another wisdom saving throw, please. Actually, no, not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
Not yet. I will tell you when. All right. So the day is yours. What are y'all doing?
So I guess the fastest way to get to Neurona is to port to Vroggoll.
Ooh, are we staying in Vroggoll a day?
I believe that's the only real option. So, unless others have priorities, we should at least check in before taking off.
It's not
Yeah.
going to take us a day to secure. Well, I suppose it might take us a day to secure travel.
I don't know how we get there. How do we get? We do have to walk again.
There's treaties to send resources that Neurona doesn't currently have the ability to produce. So we can check to see if any of those wagons are heading in that direction anytime soon. But those wagons do move slower than we walk. So it would probably be a option, but it would be a much slower option.
Yeah, but it's still desert. Me.
A slight correction. The caravans would definitely go faster than walking pace.
Mm-hmm.
But even faster than that would be like horseback or something similar.
Horse or camelback?
Some sort of creature back.
Mm-hmm.
Are the tanks out of order now that Murata is gone?
Nope, that is what the caravans are made out of.
Going a step deeper on that line of thought, is there an implication that there's a timeline on how much longer the tanks will run for?
No. The knowledge by and large of how to repair them has survived. It may eventually become difficult to procure parts, but
Specifically fuel.
it's steam
The
powered.
fuel comes from Vroggoll.
They're steam powered.
I thought the uranium, or I mean, totally not uranium.
They are not nuclear powered tanks.
That is what they were carrying. That was their cargo, not their fuel.
Okay, I misremembered.
Yeah, they are incredibly loud because they are steam powered.
They are fun. You can
So
stay all day sitting together and talking.
Yelling. And we need to have lots of honey tea. So that's an option. Looking into one of the caravans and getting a ride with them.
Well, step one is to get back to Vroggoll.
All right. Lycra draws out her chalks. Begins tracing the circle.
All right. So the minute passes quickly.
10
I think
minutes.
it's a minute, right? Or is it 10 minutes?
I'm pretty sure it's 10 minutes, but I could be remembering wrong. Teleportation circle, whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah, casting time 1 minute.
Okay.
And yeah, you begin running through. Now I would like Andrea to make a wisdom saving throw.
Bye, Mr. Listad. Thank you.
There's no spell save check.
Excellent. Okay, so you all step out of the circle underground in Metis's lair. There
Effects?
is no one immediately in sight.
Nibbles? No weird effects?
That's a good point. Please roll a d100.
Hey, wild
Lycra.
magic.
Oh yeah, wild magic is for 3rd level and above.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Let me find my table.
It's usually below your hands.
That's a good point. Okay. Please roll a d6.
Oh, fun. 1.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No one is immediately in sight.
I just run off. Scream, Metas, we're here. Metas.
I'm surprised he hasn't killed us yet.
um. You eventually find him sitting at his table, eating breakfast, trying to be quiet.
Metas, go and hug him and squeeze him. Hey, what you been? How you doing? What you eating?
Waffles.
Mm. Yeah, you seem like a waffle. You seem like a waffle person. Good on you.
He's very bleary-eyed.
Is it? I don't know how time zones are here. Is it very early in Vroggoll?
It is earlier than it was where you were, yes. Probably just by 1 hour, maybe
Yeah,
2.
we did go west. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I will poke my head in. Good morning. We're just passing through.
Do you have any news? And he points at the ceiling, but you
Yeah.
guess he's probably pointing at the sky.
Shit's fucked.
It's gonna be a while. Decades while, maybe. Although it's already looking better.
Looking
It's
better.
not better.
The effects still seem to be happening, though.
The city is in a tizzy.
For what I understood, there's no, how to say it, safe magic until further notice.
Well, that doesn't really bother anybody else, so that's something. Are there any dangers to the common folk? I don't think he says common folk.
Mm.
To the
Well,
citizens?
Mug-
Citizens is what he says.
hedge witches and edge clerics probably won't be able to cast any spells powerful enough to provoke it, but there's definitely magics that seem to have side effects. Lycra is still checking to see if she's grown a tail or something, just to make sure she doesn't have something weird from the circle.
Yeah, as the rest of you file your way in, Ashish bumps his head on the top of the doorframe.
Nibbles, I have a question.
Yes.
Do I feel like magic is harder to access now or easier? Or the same?
The same. It just doesn't always do what you tell it to, or perhaps it does more than what you tell it to frequently.
I kind of look back as I hear this like thump of somebody hitting their head on the door frame.
Mm-hmm.
Is Ashish
She's wearing
tall
heels.
enough to normally do that?
He wouldn't be if he wasn't floating like a foot off the ground.
Oh,
Huh.
she's you okay? You're looking a little high there.
Hi, cheese.
Hello.
Is he tall or is he floating?
He's
Floating.
floating. Or, I think more accurately, flying. For the next 9 minutes.
Okay. Sorry about that, Ashish. Enjoy. It's probably not going to last very long.
I imagine Ashish would say nothing and just with that face, like Cameron Lauder face of, I don't know what to react to this. Don't worry, my caster friends. In the realm of weird magic, the drunk person is king.
Huh?
That makes no sense.
You see a strange cross of resignation and panic float across Metis's face.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does the, like, rub your eyes because you're still waking up thing. And it says to Lycra, you might want to report to your cousin. She has been spearheading the effort of keeping everyone calm. Any information you could give her will probably help.
A fantastic idea. And Lycra will start to cast Sending before realizing it's just easier to walk. I'll probably check in at my aunt's place to find out where she's staying currently. If nothing else comes of it, contact me there. She says,
We'll
Well,
go secure transportation.
I'll go with you.
Ron Vigor was the previous caravan master. I don't know if they would still be working or if something's changed in the last 8 months, but try them first.
Yeah, as far as you know, that is all still the same.
Bullshit name off the top of head.
Rum Vigor?
It's canon now. Can you spell it for everybody, please?
No.
I honestly took out the heard brown vigor. I don't know what the Jamie said.
Rum. Oh, room. Okay.
There you go.
Roomba vigor.
Rainbow.
Must say Roomba.
Oh no.
We're down by.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, he's that Roomba guy is controlling the tank.
That
We're all
wasn't on
doomed.
purpose.
Yeah, I will drag Corbin along to go talk to this person, and then maybe somebody else if we need to.
Sounds good. I'm developing a massive headache, so I'm just gonna chill for the most part.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay.
All right. So I assume that you all head your various ways out of Metis's abode.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Who's with me specifically? Is it spring, summer, winter, or fall?
Spring.
Okay. Lycra will give Spring a grin. You're always such a phrasing. Eager to visit with
Joey?
friends. Yes, no. Like you and Kat seem to get along very well, so it'll be nice to have a chance for you two to see her again.
It'll be fun.
All right. So as you all exit the underground area, I would first like Estella to make a wisdom saving throw.
Who's doing the saving throw? Sorry.
Estella. Excellent. And then let's take a quick 5-minute.
Okay.
BRB.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, dude.
I have returned.
Welcome back. Do you like my idea, Nevils?
I do. It will be interesting to see how that pans out.
I hope it works.
I will have to do some thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Are we waiting on anybody else to come back?
Quest, I think. David.
I haven't heard from Quastum, no.
Oh. It's gone to rescue the Roomba.
Again.
Oh, Roomba.
Poor Roomba.
Poor dwarven Worm.
Wow.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
How is Roomba?
Arumba was fine.
Ah.
I was in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is everybody here?
Present.
Is there a meow?
Meow.
The Mao.
Missed?
Meow.
Okay. So I
Do we have
believe
a
we have.
Do we have a companion?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe we have Estella and Corwin headed off to investigate transportation,
Yes.
and Lycra headed off to meet her cousin
With Andrea.
and Andrea. Yes. Are Liz and Ashis accompanying them or doing something else?
I think Liz is gonna go do her own thing in the city.
Okay.
Or she can come with us.
All right.
And they still floating?
Yes. For a little bit. After about 10 minutes from your arrival, he returns to the earth.
So we didn't need to weigh him down with lead.
Nah. If he experimented around a little bit, he could control it. It was just the fly spell.
Sneaky floating.
Hey, don't make any noise if you don't touch the ground.
Exactly.
True.
All right. Which group is going first?
Us.
All right. You head off to the transportation office. As you are known, you are seen fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I seem to recall you providing protection for one of our transports earlier. Thanks for that. What can I do for you?
We were wondering if you might have a caravan heading towards Nerona in the next day or two that might once again be looking for some protection.
Huh. Well, we're expecting one in the next day or two. Turnaround is usually another day or two after that. So sometime this week, yeah. we can secure you some seats for some extra protection.
How urgent did the letter from Diana sound?
I will pull it up for you, since everybody saw it. Nothing seemed like it was on fire, but the missing person specifically is certainly concerning.
If we wanted to get to Nerona faster than sometime this week, what would you suggest?
Yeah, about the best way other than caravan probably be renting yourself some fast desert horses. Whatever those are. I don't think they're camels, but it's some sort of beast that you can ride that is native to the desert.
Desert llamas.
Oh, all that sand.
They spit.
Yeah,
So do camels.
They definitely spit, yeah.
Yeah, don't try to do that. It's your world, Nibbles. You can say whatever animal you want.
I'm picturing like a horse that's just slightly larger and with bigger hooves like a camel that could walk through the sand, but it's still basically a horse. But it also spits.
Counter suggestion: legally distinct chocobos.
Ooh. I mean, I don't think we're worried about getting sued by Square here. They're just chocobos.
Bet. Or just very large ostriches.
The gold ones are the fastest.
Well, where would do I know where to go to inquire about renting those?
Well, the first thing that comes to your mind is renting generally means with the idea that they'll be returned here, which you're not too
They
sure
won't
about.
be. Yeah.
You might want to buy some if you're going that way.
They might-
You know, I think we can probably stand to wait a couple of days. I'm not going to sign anything yet. I need to confer with my friends, but we'll come back and let you know. Okay?
I'll be here.
Thanks.
It also occurs to you that you probably wouldn't have a hugely difficult time selling them on the other side if you were to buy some. You might not be able to make all your money back considering everything, but
In an economy, in a world where it is normal to buy pack animals to travel cities, it is also very normal to people be waiting to buy you back the thing.
yeah.
Mm.
Especially as the economy of Nerona grows, there will be more merchants that want to do their own thing instead of relying on the caravans.
Okay. I will go find a place that's selling them and just inquire about prices and then bring that back to the group.
Let me look that up for you.
So I don't know about everybody else, but I don't have a ton of money.
I have 145 gold.
Yeah, it sounds about like what I have.
Okay. Slow ones that can carry a lot are 75 a head. Fast ones that are just for riding are 150 a head.
That's more than
What's a
what
lot?
we have.
That's a lot.
No, what's a lot? When you say carry a lot, what constitutes a lot?
550 pounds.
And the fast ones can carry how much?
400.
Oh, okay.
Is any of us super heavy?
Yeah, basically the fast ones can carry a person plus their inventory. The draft horses, which I'm using as an analog for the other ones, can carry like saddlebags also.
Which we don't really need. And the fast ones are how much? Sorry? 150 a head?
Correct.
Ooh, okay. We'll talk about this after everybody else has done their thing.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Did you want to do something specific with Liz, Ty, or are you just wandering around? What you up to?
I think Liz is just. I don't think she spent much time in this city, considering she kind of got dragged around last time she was here. She's just off exploring, trying to figure out the city, and maybe subtly casting detect magic just to see where it leads her. So if it gets her in trouble, let me know. If not, well, she had a day.
Okay. Interesting. Let me do a thing. So I will give you that during one of the times you are casting detect magic, you somewhere nearby get the sense of a very high level conjuration spell happening. You don't know much other than it's that way, but it only lasts for a round before the sense of it disappears.
And trying to follow it doesn't lead to anything.
Make a investigation check. Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay.
Yes, that's supposed to be an advantage.
You are able to trace the remnants of the spell back to the location that it was cast. There's nobody around, and it's just a sort of out of the way alleyway, dead end alleyway, with nothing of note in it. But you do see the magical remnants on the ground of some sort of conjuration spell. If you would like to take a look at it further, I will take an Arcana check. I think that's good enough to know. I, Liz obviously wouldn't know a number, but for the purposes of abstracting whatever information she is gathering, you know that it was a 7th level spell, and you know that it was some sort of teleportation magic.
Seventh level spell and teleportation. Jesus. Without anything really to go on, Liz claps her heels together and Faye steps up onto a roof and just looks around.
Interesting. Make me a.
Wait, you have face step?
Yep.
What's the highest perception check you can roll?
Perception 29.
Okay. See if you can beat like a 26.
It's not gonna happen, so
Well, this is really difficult. Okay. Yeah. Nothing of interest in the area that you notice?
Liz will continue her exploring, this time from the roofs.
All right. I don't think you come across anything else. It is. There's certainly no other magic going on. You would find some traces of magic around Lycra's house, which I believe you were at before, so you would know what that is. And then, of course, around Metis's lair. But other than that, there's not really any magic in the city.
Okay.
Not notably, not even at the temple in the city, which seems to serve multiple gods.
Weird. I think Liz sees the way of serving her god as using magic and learning about magic, so she doesn't actively go to temples to pray.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
So at some point, she will just face step into a chair and order herself a cup of coffee.
Ah, yes. You get the fancy stuff that they heat up in the sand and do that whole thing, the Turkish coffee.
That was exactly what I was thinking, but I was like, I don't want to force Nibbles to put that in the world.
Well, you did anyway. Okay. Then we shift over to our final group.
So basically, the reason I want to do that is so Liz can have some knowledge of the city without me just accidentally pulling meta from Cat.
Yeah, that's fair. You learn your way around. So now we have Lycra and Andrea. I think Ashish went with Stella, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds right. So, based on what she remembers from her last conversations with Kat, she will go to her aunt's house first, and if Kat's not there, she'll head to the temple to see if she's still trying to refurbish it.
Yeah. So you do find her at the temple. She's not so much refurbishing it now as just overseeing the day-to-day operations. And currently, she is in a meeting with some community leaders in the city. Do you join that meeting, or do you wait for her to be done?
I think it's the middle ground, sort of, between the two. Lycra will listen to the meeting before deciding whether to take a seat in the corner or just wait outside.
Okay, so you are making yourself visible, is what I was getting at.
Very much depends on the context of the meeting. If it seems to be something hyper important, she'll wait outside. If it seems like it's something that's just, day-to-day affairs, she'll go inside.
Okay. You hear the tail end of what sounds like a conversation that has been had every day for the past several, and there's no new information about what the hell is going on with the stuff in the sky, and we've got people working on it, trying to figure out what's happening, and we will tell you as soon as we know.
And that was via Cat.
Yes.
And then Lycra will knock politely but resolutely.
Okay, yeah. As soon as Cat sees you, she waves you in, and shoos everybody else out.
I was going to
Bye,
offer information in
everyone.
front of the others, but
Yeah, well, she doesn't know what it is, so she wants to hear it first.
yeah. And she'll start by just giving her cousin a quick hug and then detailing what little but important information we learned about the sky horror, because holy shit, the sky.
Give me 1 second here. She does not have access to it, so she asks you to cast silence. If you can.
So
Wait, hold on. If you cast silence, we cannot talk. It's not that this sound doesn't go away from a bubble.
On the door, sorry. So that people can't listen in.
So Lycra can't do that, but she does have an idea, and she will just very carefully line up and then place a hypnotic pattern on the other side of the door, so that if someone were to attempt to listen in, they would have to not get mesmerized by the pattern.
Okay.
That's just a minute, though.
But the most important information can be shared in that minute. So
Alright, you do hear a light thud from the other side of the door, but you feel that, yeah, that is 3rd level, that you have done what you can.
yeah, and then because it's a cantrip, Lycra will just use message to convey all of the information in hushed whispers, so that way, if the hypnotic pattern fails, at least there's very little chance of someone overhearing it.
Okay. Interestingly, you find, well, I guess it doesn't matter. You find that you can do 2 of those messages within the same round.
And then, oh my god, we were going back and forth, and then the thing went up, and then the Micro Machine Man Lycra.
Cat has a small headache. Okay, yeah. So what do you just communicate everything to her?
Yeah, I give her the lowdown on what we discovered about Liz's dads, and how the seal we think works, and the timeline of fixing it, and the effect of the fading visualization of the sky shards, so that hopefully people will be less freaked out starting today. because it seems to be fading. So that's promising, right? And explain about how currently the only solution right now is a decades-long process of reorganizing the control spell for the ley lines.
And these extra effects that you've been noticing, are any of them dangerous?
Technically, Nibbles, correct me, we have not yet witnessed a dangerous extra effect, save possibly falling when fly spell wears off.
Yeah, I don't think you've come across any of the dangerous ones yet.
I think a couple of them happened behind us, but we were also doing a bunch of teleporting around and stuff, so we weren't there when the side effect happened.
Well,
So, yeah, I don't think there's any... We have yet to see a dangerous one. Losing your hair for a day?
that sounds inconvenient. Thankfully, there's not many magical users in the city
I thought you were
I'm
gonna,
aware of.
thought you were gonna say we don't have a lot of magic users that still have hair in them.
Yes, it's mostly just the hedge witches who wouldn't even be using that kind of magic casually because it's the kind of thing that takes a week out of their life.
As someone who uses magic, you would know that anybody that would fit your description of a hedge witch is not using any magic of any kind.
Okay, David's definition he was using was a person who's just naturally magical, so like sorcerers, basically.
Yeah,
and
those are incredibly rare. You've met one.
So the concept of a sorcerer and someone who's just that rare person who just has magic, and you don't meet many of them, so you assume they're not just gonna be throwing around big shit for fun.
Yeah, as far as Kat is aware, herself and Metis are the only people in the city that have any sort of magic.
What about the prisoners?
The prisoners?
We took down a church.
Mother,
Yes.
Head of the church,
She got away.
Possibly the heads of some of the other noble families.
Nope. None of the people that were captured have the ability to use magic. The only person you saw using any kind of magic also has not been seen in the city since.
And Melty Man melted again, right?
What?
Melty Man?
The
Yes,
mutant.
you're talking about
the guy from Candlekeep.
Yeah, the guy that keeps showing up again in more monstrous forms every time.
Can't remember his name, but yes, you've killed him 3 times.
Keeping David's name straight is a little tough sometimes.
Melty Man.
It's my own name that I can't remember in this case.
I'm sure he's on the people's list, but...
I keep wanting to say Razagath, but Razaval!
Yeah, that's it.
So yes, our current concern seems to be the combination factor of demons coming into Nerona and disappearances of people near the old watchtower by Nerona. So I believe we're heading in that direction.
This information is apparently a large surprise to Kat, and she just gives you a what?
Lycra pulls out the letter. She trusts Cat with the letter.
Cat reads over it. Well,
Apparently there's a war going on in hell, and also they seem to have a old haunted tower.
that's another complication we don't need.
Yeah, I think
Rubs
we're
the bridge
around
of her
20
nose
or
again.
so now. 23? Do you remember whether or not that Kraken was actually taking over people's minds? Or was it just that it seduced them?
I hadn't even thought about that for months.
Yep. And I think the cousins have a moment of, oh my god, there's so much shit that needs to be dealt with.
Hmm.
And then Lycra, in a moment of, I won't say self-reflection, but, public awareness, kind of smiles over at Estrella, fuck,
I am
brain.
not there.
No, not Estrella, at
Andrea?
Andrea. See, I was close. And gives her a kind of a gesturing nod. I think I'll go get some tea if you two want to talk for a moment.
I think Andrea was like trying to be respectful, but also gets bored. So she was playing with some sort of decorative piece that's about to fall down. Ooh, hi.
I think there is a laugh, just like, yes, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Well, do you know how you're getting there? I assume you're.
Oh, I'd tried to step away so that way they too could have a cute moment. So I was making tea.
Gotcha.
Well, we're Stella and Corwin are trying to get some sort of vehicle. That loud thing that we ride some time ago.
Hmm. You see her wince at the idea.
I thought it was fun. Like, no one is around. We could take all day. We could sing songs.
Well, I get to be stuck here.
Are you having fun?
She considers that for a moment and then smiles. And she says, I think I am doing what I was meant to.
That doesn't answer the question.
It's the kind of answer you would get from somebody that is not necessarily considering their work fun, but more like fulfilling,
Yeah, that's why I say it out loud.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I answer out loud. Like, uh, that's not a straight answer.
Hmm. I'm not sure how she responds to that.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted because my mom is here, bugging me. Um, and for me to role play in this in this situation, but Andrea will say things in the realm of like explain uh like you do realize that I'm doing this whole journey because I didn't want to do what I was quote unquote supposed to do. And,
Well,
and I don't think that's a bad thing. It's like,
I suppose it boils down to whether or not you believe in fate.
well, you can believe in fate and you can believe it's not your fate.
Okay. Yeah, I think you can spend some more time catching up, but I don't know if there's any more, we'll say, plot relevant stuff that happens here.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Let's say that we talk about stuff.
Lycra sweeps in after a few with tea and honey
Yeah.
and some honey cakes.
A nice tea is had.
So, our main concern right now is getting to Nerona. Estella was looking into the caravans. Uh, Obviously, there's just so many of us. The dragons can't be requested to ferry us every day. Um, I know there's mounts that we could take from the city, but we need to make a side trip to the Spire at some point to check in on that phoenix egg.
You see a look of, oh shit, I forgot about that.
Uh, we were talking it through, Estella and Liz mostly, and they seem to think that they can try to banish it back to its native realm, and that should neutralize it. So I'll update you if that doesn't work, but it sounds like they're both pretty confident in that solution.
No, the bard. Okay.
Narcoleptic bard.
Yeah, really.
Did that to me twice yesterday. So unless you have some other suggestion, or you've recently come in control of a stable of land sharks, uh, that's kind of where we're at.
Wait. Does land shark exist?
We
Remember
fought
that
one.
thing that attacked us?
No.
12 feet long, covered in really hard scales. 6 legs, I think.
The oncakes?
The Bew
No,
or whatever it's called.
we fought a bluet. Bullet.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, bullets. Yeah.
I was also confused, Ballista.
We absolutely fought a bullet.
Yeah, she does not have anything that could really help with that. Yeah, if let me know how it goes.
Of course. What about sister? Does she seem to be handling things better now with you taking up this side of matters?
I think it's a learning curve, just like my own, but yeah, she's doing well.
That's good. It's definitely a life I'd never have asked for, but she seems to thrive at it when things aren't blowing up in her face. Having you deal with the church and these other public offices has probably taken a lot of the worst of the background headaches off of her. I appreciate it.
I think it helps when we work together instead of against each other.
Do I need to do a sense motive? Not sense motive, David. Insight.
No, she's talking about your mom.
Okay, yeah, that's why I was like, is she talking about them having recent problems, or is she just referencing back to mother
Yeah,
being
just
a pain in
referencing
the
back to
ass? And Lycra smiles in um, admiration for her hard efforts. On a more personal matter, I've also been looking at that spell scroll that we found here, and the uh, the would Liz have referred to him as father or dad?
That was father.
That was father. Liz said took me to her father, and he seemed to understand and talk me through a lot of the magics. So while it's still not something I really understand, I think I can kind of make it work. I need more time to really finish researching it, though.
That's good. I will help if I can.
You already are, but I appreciate it. And Lycra will describe the saffron lotion she recently made, and we'll talk about the chalk she uses for teleportation circle, and just ask if she can if Kat can keep an eye out for either of those two supplies, so that if they stop by in the city again anytime soon, she can top up one of them without having to spend a day actually fighting with a alchemist to convince them to make the right combination of lotions. Because I don't care that you have a patented lotion that helps remove wrinkles. I don't need wrinkle removing. I need this saffron mixture for magic.
Okay, yeah, she will keep an eye out for you.
And she will thank her, and unless you have something else you can think of, we're probably done with the scene.
No, I would say at about this time, she has to get back to calming everybody down with this new information. And I think you probably are all scheduled to meet together somewhere.
Yeah, Cat's house.
All right. So everybody meets back up.
This is at Metis's house. She got the location mixed up.
Oops.
Oh no. Hey, where is Liz?
Out
I think-
exploring still, I guess.
Quite possibly. If you feel she's running late, I can always try reaching out.
Yeah, I think you should do that.
All right. Message.
You mean
Or
sending?
I mean. Sending. Hey there, Liz. I don't know if you're done exploring the city or not. We are currently at basically a very, very short description of that place we had tea on the day you landed.
This all comes through to Liz, and you attempt to cover your ears because it is a shout, but you can't because it's in your head. Also, everybody else notices that Lycra is shouting.
Well, that covers if
Ooh.
she's napping.
Yeah, I'm already where we had tea the first day. I'm at Melis's house. Because we
You
have
mean
tea
Metis?
everywhere. Metis.
Wow.
Wow.
As you make your way across the city, assuming you do,
I'm sure after a while of her being like, no, come here, and failing at it.
make a perception check as you're rocking up to the house. Okay. You knock on the door. Or, I don't know, you tell me. Do you knock on the door or do you just go in?
It's polite to knock on the door.
Okay. All right. So you
We'll
are
go
now
grab
all
the door. Yeah.
back together. What's next?
So the next caravan coming from Nerona isn't scheduled to arrive for another day or two, assuming it's even on time. And then that one will be heading back to Nerona after a short layover, another day or two. So that will be a bit of a wait. If we don't want to wait, we can buy horses. Did we decide
Chocobos.
on chocobos?
Yeah, we'll just say they're called chocobos.
Okay, we can buy chocobos, slow, sturdy ones for 75 gold, faster ones for 150. I definitely don't have 150 gold.
I don't either.
I don't have 75.
I think we should just wait. It's going to take time regardless.
We
There's
could
nothing we can like. Getting there faster isn't going to resolve the issue. Until like
Perhaps we can take this opportunity to take a trip to Spire and deal with
Yes.
the Phoenix Egg.
I was going to say we could go to the spire, deal with the egg, and come back and then get an update on the caravan because they might be here by the time we get back.
well, presumably it would take a couple days to reload
Yes.
to go back to Nerona.
Yes, even once they're here, we're going to have to wait at least a day, probably two.
We should warn them so they don't go and live without us.
I mean, they can't stay forever, but if we ask them to wait 24 hours, should be fine.
So, two things. I have the money if we want to leave sooner, and I can get there pretty quickly, but I can't bring anyone with me.
Wait, you have that kind of money?
Yes.
For everyone?
I mean, it's pushing it if I have to get 5 of them. And it's not going to be the quick ones.
Yes, I haven't talked to my sister about a stipend, but I only have 150 or so gold on my own person.
And if something happens to them, then we're not getting our money back.
I think we should investigate the spire and take the caravan. We can't rely on the kindness of people to support us going here, there, and everywhere. And we should be frugal with our money.
Well, I can still get there pretty quickly.
If I drafted a letter, you could take it there and introduce and let them know that we are on the way. But do you wish to come with us to see the spire first before you do so? Because you would be traveling alone to Nerona and then back again to catch up with us.
Liz is the only one who can banish. She has
That's why
to go.
she has to come with us to the spire, yes.
Mm-hmm.
None of All you have magic, and none of you know that spell?
I used to know it and I forgot it.
Same.
Look,
Or maybe no, Corwin used to know it and forgot it. One of us had it.
the
Look,
best my
I died and forgot some stuff and got some new stuff shoved into my brain. It happens.
My magic's very selective, so I only really know a couple of spells, and I think I focused a little too much on immediate action over that kind of playing with the elemental planes, I guess. I don't know.
best I can do is whisper from far away.
You whisper very well.
Are you still
Okay.
yelling?
No, that only lasted for a minute.
I guess I will go banish the egg.
We can do that tomorrow.
Spring says, you know how weird that sounds? We're gonna go to the volcano to banish the egg.
Oh, by the way, while I was exploring the city, I found a very strong teleportation spell, but I couldn't follow it.
Wait, where?
You know the little coffee shop that's by that bookstore on the corner with that little nice fountain? About 2 blocks to the west from there.
Does that make sense for anyone that Lycra would know about? Because in theory, someone like Celise could have come to town literally just because it was her favorite tea place. Not Celise, Cassandra.
No, it doesn't. It's just a random alleyway, as far as you can tell. There's nothing that stands out to you about it.
That's very worrying. Maybe if we have time in the morning before we leave this town to go to the Spire, I should go look.
If Liz didn't find anything, there's probably nothing to find.
But I can talk to the locals. But they'd probably only tell me about Liz when I asked about a person out of place. You're right.
Someone else can have teleportation spells going around, right?
The only people we know about that have it other than us are the dragons and possibly some of the demons that the servants of the god that keep dropping off that twisted mess that used to be Razafel. I can't think of anyone else besides those two groups that would have such magic. Wait, there was the tent with the water.
Oh, that poison thingy.
The Rakshasha?
Yeah, the Tiger Man.
Not that Liz knows about this.
Yeah, he was a Tiger Man with backwards hands and
Oh, normal hands.
okay, and not
I still-
backwards hands.
I still have skins of that water. I pull that up.
So do I.
Oh, I'm thirsty. Liz holds out her hand.
Oh,
Nope, this is special water.
you know, this water is bad for you. Here, have a whiskey.
That is the third party I can think of though that might have that kind of magic. Because for a tent to appear in the middle of the desert and then just be gone when you look over your shoulder.
I don't think it's worth worrying about, honestly.
I mean, we cannot police who cast spells in a
No,
big
but
city.
I should at least warn Kat because she was talking about. We were talking about the effects of the magic, and that was one of the topics that came up was who else in the city would have that kind of magic. Lycra
The
will.
effects of the ley line untethering seem to be pretty localized. All of the effects have only stayed within our little group whenever we've cast spells.
Did you ask anybody who's not in our little group that can, if they've had any issues casting spells?
I'm sure that you have discussed it with people, and no, nobody else had really noticed until you told them about it, because they don't go around casting high level spells as often as you do,
Mm-hmm.
if they are even capable of it.
After they knew about it, did they start to notice anything?
Nothing markedly different than what you've noticed now.
If somebody with a lot of magic is wandering around the city, I think the effects of the ley lines are the least dangerous part about them, honestly.
Absolutely accurate.
And there's nothing that we can do about it unless Vroggoll has put in a constitutional clause that bans magic since the last time we were here.
It has not.
So,
Yeah, I can't think of anything else vital that we should bring up at this moment. So I think that's kind of a break for the night, unless someone else has something they think we should address.
I have a question. Who's sitting within 20 feet of the window?
Lycra.
Sure.
Some people I think it's fine.
Within 20 feet of the window?
Probably
This is
only two or
Cat's
three
house?
people.
Yes, this is Cat's house.
I would say the entire room is probably within 20 feet of that window.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You all take 5 necrotic damage.
ooh.
Because why?
Eh?
Right.
But what do we feel?
I would say you. How would this feel? You feel like a portion of your essence is being drained. Probably a little nauseous, also.
Okay, ow. Ugh.
What was that? I
That
would
was
like to use
wrong.
my detect magic eyes.
Okay. As you do that, you see a little glowing orb by, like, in the top left corner of the room, very briefly, that almost as soon as you see it, just disappears.
I just kind of like put up a hand. I look around for any more of these things.
You see no more, just the one, and like it was disappearing as you cast the thing, so you didn't get much more than it was there.
Does it look? Did it look like my clairvoyance sensors?
Almost exactly, yes.
Someone's spying us.
Somebody was watching us.
Do you think they're close?
The pendant of blocking scrying, no one ended up taking that from Candlekeep, did they?
Nope.
Nope.
Stella, do you think they're close? Do I go do chase?
They could be
Am I
anywhere.
am I aware that like the sensor that my clairvoyance makes looks very similar to the sensor that a scrying spell would make? Correct?
Let me check.
Okay. And do I think that somebody could cast a spell through a sensor like that, or would they have to actually be within range? Did Cat use an owl? A familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
Cat did use an owl, and yes, it is a similar sensor. And no, you don't think anybody could cast a spell through it.
I think they had to be close. Everybody spread out and look for something weird.
I jump out the window and go to the roof stealthily, but I do so quickly.
Dolgo and I go out the front door.
Okay.
Lycra doesn't move, but Lycra goes out the window.
The real Lycra, right?
Yes. I guess I
Okay.
should roll my D100.
Yep. I should just stop closing this table. Why do I do that?
You just need that table. You did this to yourself. You need it open all the time.
Sure did. Interesting. You don't notice anything because you're invisible. Let me know if you become uninvisible in the next minute.
Yep. I don't think so, but yep.
Okay. Anybody that is outside the house, make a perception check.
Is there a back door that I could have gone out?
Almost certainly.
Can Pupper make one too?
Sorry, can who?
Dolgo.
Oh, sure.
He gets
So she's in the roof with me?
advantage.
Yeah, she should have gone out. Roof, good place to look.
Liz is going to the upstairs.
I'm going out the back door.
Lycra is
And
slowly
I'm-
swapping back and forth between eyes, so she's distracted.
And I am going to use this.
Okay.
Ooh. You are the bad guy.
I can't wait till I can do that.
Can I get a perception off you as well?
I'm sure.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was Liz also searching?
Yeah, she's searching the upstairs, so I don't know if there's anything up there.
Okay. Give me an investigation check then.
Ooh.
Liz has perfect investigation checks today.
Okay. We'll start with Liz. You are quite confident that whatever was going on, it was coming from outside. You have cleared the inside of the house thoroughly and can rule out anybody being there. Everybody else, as you are spread out looking around outside, you see nothing except for Ashish, who catches the barest flutter of a dark gray cloak rounding a corner 300 feet down the road. Wow.
think Ashish would tell Andrea what he sees and then zoom off towards it.
I will zoom too. I very fast, so I will try to do kind of pincer move. Try to catch some wherever it is.
Are you
Are
doing
you
monk
guys-
shit over buildings?
Yes, we both.
Are you guys saying this out loud, or did you just say it to each other?
I guess I think it's very tactical if Ashish says it me quietly and I send a message to Stella.
You can't see me. You don't know where I am. Probably sent it to Corwin.
All right, to Corwin then.
Okay, I kind of just low whistle to get people's attention in the area and point.
Okay. So Ashish is in the lead. I will need a dexterity check from you.
Only him or me too?
Yeah, you as well, just to see. Although you don't know what you're looking for, so. Okay. Let me get a regular perception from Ashish and a disadvantaged perception from Andrea.
You said disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Okay, so you both arrive fairly quickly at the corner that you saw this cloak going around. And looking up and down the street, you see nothing out of the ordinary.
You saw it here, right?
Not.
Must be close.
I would say after another round, the rest of you managed to catch up with them.
Ashish would probably try to investigate around to see if he can find anything.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to take a closer look, give me an investigation. Okay. You do confirm you see the area at the corner is slightly looser dirt than the rest of the road, and you do see a footprint there. And it appears to just be heading further down the road, but you lose it before you see it turn off anywhere or anything.
Hey, Nibbles, you're gonna hate me.
Hmm.
So this is on the second floor.
Okay.
She goes out to a balcony, transforms into a dragon,
Yep.
and starts flying, looking for the figure on the ground. That's
Alright.
clearly running away.
Give me a perception check. I will just tell you this is a 26.
Oh my god.
So close.
Yeah, you think that it has just been too long at this point. Whoever it was broke the line of sight and managed to meld back into the crowd.
Let me just read this again. Yeah, no, it's got to be familiar, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think that would count in this case.
So I get that they were close trying to when we gathered around and like we didn't catch them. I get how they needed to be close to see us, to spy on us. Why the damage? Why give it away?
At a guess? Unintended side effect from spells.
I was going to suggest the same
Oh.
thing, kind of like how you previously used to cause slow decay over time.
No. Spell plague.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it's possible that what I've said his
Don't
name
worry,
4
David.
times
It's
today.
Yeah,
A creation like Razavol might be simply reeking of destructive damage. So if something was made in a similar manner and got too close to us while trying to spy, it might have had an aura that caused the damage.
given
nice.
everything that's going on, you think it probably makes more sense that they got something that they didn't mean to when they were trying to cast the spy spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense. God damn it.
5 damage is not a lot for us, but
That
does
could kill
Cat
a
have
normal
any
human.
neighbors?
None that were affected.
They have a
Okay.
bit of a stable on the outside of the house where we used to do fencing and stuff, if I remember correctly.
Thankfully, horses and cows are stronger than humans and more robust.
Yeah. Having a search around, I will say you find a mouse dead in the alleyway, but
Mhm.
nothing that is either a person or a creature that a person would miss.
I am still invisible, and I
Okay.
am going to take this opportunity while everybody else is looking around to switch over to like maybe the side of the house to see if this person doubles back to try and watch us again and just keep my eyes open.
One
Okay.
with the shadow makes you invisible until you move.
Yeah, but I can just keep doing it. So I can sneak, set up, and then become invisible until I have to move again.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like there's no number of times a day that I can use it.
I can
That's
also
handy.
cast the darkness spell at will.
Lycra is just switching back and forth in between eyes open and eyes closed, and trying to stay close to Andrea when she's not running like a monk.
I
Estella,
just
can you see in magical darkness too?
Yes.
Okay, I can as well. Specifically, if I cast the darkness spell, I can perceive through it.
Well, that'll be useful for both of us at some point, I'm sure.
I'm just thinking if we need to hide from a sensor, that's an option.
more importantly, it will
It-
be interesting to know to catch them in the act next time.
Yeah, it depends on who it is because there are like my ability's name is Devil's Sight for a reason.
Well, what I would suggest is anytime we're having a sensitive conversation, you keep your eyes literally open for anything like
Yeah, I
that.
can do that. And now Estella goes and sets up at the side of the house and becomes invisible and watches.
All right. How long are you staying out there for?
Just until these guys are done with their investigation.
Okay.
Like I'm just keeping watch over them, basically.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's everybody else doing then?
I will assist with investigating.
Yeah, I continue to do sweeps around to the roofs, like to try to cover a bigger area to see if they can find any clues. I imagine I find none, but
Yeah. Unless Mirkir can pick up a scent of something, it's not much I can do.
When she realizes that Andrea's doing monk bullshit, Lycra lets the invisibility drop, but not the simulacrum, so she can keep flipping back and forth between the 2 points of views.
Yeah, Kathanet, have him make a perception check at advantage, and the DC for this is gonna be We'll say 18.
Or boy.
Okay. Yeah, so you have him sniff around the area right outside the window, and he does pick up something, but is not able to locate it again past the point where you already lost the path.
All right. Do you think he could potentially remember the scent in the future?
What does remembering rely on?
Intelligence, and he's got a 3.
Oh yeah, intelligence.
He's a dog.
Nope.
Unless you could pick up an object that you could repeat it.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was just like at the
Yeah.
corner of a building or something, right?
No, yeah, there's nothing
All right.
laying around that you could take.
So Liz is silently gliding over the city, keeping an eye on the streets, but I doubt she finds anything.
Yeah, you spot a lot of stuff with a 24, but you don't feel that any of it is threatening in any way. It seems to just be the normal goings-ons of the city.
That there's nothing bad happening unrelated to this, then.
Nope.
Also, just because I know I said I was doing detect magic and stuff earlier, I burnt all my first and second level spells.
Okay.
Wait, is detect magic at third level? Let me double check something.
It's a first level spell.
That's what I thought, but you know. Yep, first level. Okay, so yeah, first and second spell.
Sounds good. Okay, so unsuccessful at locating the source of this incursion. What do you all do next?
What time is it?
I would say at this point it's probably pretty close to dinner time.
Because I just remembered something, which means Liz just remembered something, she will go to see Metis.
Okay. He is remarkably more put together than he was this morning when you interrupted his breakfast.
Having seen similar figurines in his house, she offers him a tiny mithril figurine.
Oh. Okay. He will accept it and look it over and then ask you if you are sure this seems like it could be useful.
I don't do that type of attack.
Let me... Give me a second.
Liz does magic attacks.
What tab is this even in? Okay. Maybe I could offer you one of these in trade. And he indicates 3 in the back. One of them is an incredibly shabby looking man with a long trench coat. One of them is a elf with incredibly dark skin and tentacles growing out of his shoulders. And one of them is also an elf holding a crossbow.
Is the crossbow 3 times the size of his body?
I don't think so, but I don't get the reference.
Kwasta's character.
Adric. I think it's Adric.
Yes,
it's
the
that.
crossbow is 3 times the size of his body.
Yeah, it's not that big, but yeah, big.
She politely goes, be like, "What do they do?"
Looking them over, I don't have the words to tell you in character, so I'll just tell you out of character. The one with the crossbow would help anybody that uses a bow. The one with the tentacles is transmutation based magic, and the one that is a shabby man is abjuration based magic.
I can never keep what's straight. What's aberration magic?
Uh,
Abjuration is protection style magic.
yes.
And the other, what was the middle one?
Transmutation.
Does anyone in the group use a bow?
No.
I don't think so.
She
Yeah, I
has a
thought that
bow, but he
was-
rarely uses it.
I think that was Cat, and Cat usually even ran in and started hitting things with swords.
Yeah.
Like that one that Liz had, Cat would have loved it.
Does it work with guns?
Do you have guns still?
Yes.
Second-
Any ranged weapon, we'll say.
Second question: how do I get more guns?
You don't.
No, but I want flintlocks.
Dibbles learned from that mistake.
Open a portal to 2 years ago, go to Marialta, and buy some guns.
Oh, god damn it! I love flintlocks.
I think she takes the one that was the transmutation.
Okay. Let me do this.
The other one might have been make more sense, but that's not the way Liz works.
That is the wrong description, but I will adjust it later. Weird. Yeah, I will fix that later for next week.
I have a figurine that's whispering to me.
No, it's not actually. You just sometimes think it is because it looks weird.
Liz whispers back to it. Okay, now she walks back because she can't fly back.
Alrighty. Anything else for today?
I don't think so.
I think for the end of the night, Lycra will do another round with the charm.
Yep. And mark one more.
17.
You have very quiet, David.
Sorry, I was leaning back to try to make the heating pad work better. 17.
Yep. Okay. Any nighttime activities anybody's up to, or shall we move on to the next day?
I think I'm good.
Good.
Liz
Alright.
snores.
Somewhere in the morning, a fantasy rooster crows.
Cocorico!
It's a cockatrice.
Terrifying.
I will go inform the travel office that we will indeed be accompanying that caravan whenever the fuck it gets here.
Okay. They will send someone to inform you.
Fantastic. And then I guess we go deal with this egg.
First, I want to go see that tinkerer that made me the gloves originally.
Okay.
It had a name.
Sure did. I don't even know where that would be in my notes. So we'll say for now it's Walter.
Walter.
Walter White.
He seems to be making some candy.
Hey, Mr. White. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
Good and good. I might have a job for you.
Oh?
Have you ever seen one of these? And I pass the flintlock. Careful. It's loaded. It's dangerous. Don't pull here.
Okay. Since you actually described it, I will not make him a roll for him to not shoot you. Hmm. Well, you see, the problem with these is, and he points along the barrel, if you don't have strong enough metal, these tend to just explode. You see this seam here, and he points out what looks like a seam running down the length of the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
It just pops. So
Wait,
they're hard to make.
They do. They're kind of one use. Like, use one, it shuts good, but then it's busted.
Hmm.
This is the last one I have.
Well, I could try to make some for you. It'll be expensive, and the last time I tried to make them, they didn't work very well.
How much is expensive?
Oh, 250 gold a piece, probably.
Oh, geez, oh my God, you're killing me, Walter.
That's just the cost of the metal. You have to get the highest quality. Otherwise, it explodes and doesn't even shoot anything.
Gosh darn it.
This is the DM telling you no.
Andrea will not stop till morale improves.
My brain was like, this seems like the DM just being like, nope.
Well, do you have more of these nails that I could use? And I show him them bow shurikens.
Oh, yeah, he can sell you some of those.
I want to buy a bunch. Be sad about it.
What were those? Hand axes, I think, right?
No, shurikens.
Is that an actual thing?
I think so.
Am I just not spelling it correctly? I don't think a shuriken is an actual thing in D&D. I think it's something else that maybe like a throwing knife or a hand axe.
Might have been at throwing knives. No, I know, homebrew. God darn it. Must be a knife because I have noted as 1d4.
Yeah, it's a dagger.
Okay. Yeah, you can get as many as you want for 2 gold apiece.
Killing me, Walter.
Fine. We'll call it 1 gold for you.
Thank you. I'll buy 20.
All right.
They might be in the Forgotten Realms lore.
I'm using nails. The size of a palm.
So how many do you have total now?
I have this 20. Yeah, I mean, I have this 20, and I have 2 that says Telldale.
Yes. That all 22 still say Telldale.
Really?
Yep.
I have used this before, by the way.
It's only one of them that is Telldale, but you don't know which one, so it's just random.
Okay. I will mark them all together then.
Yeah, the last time you used it, you randomly rolled that it wasn't the one that's Telldale.
Okay.
All right,
Now we can go.
you head out of the city.
As we're leaving, I use my detect magic sense to look around for sensors.
What does detect magic do?
Something very different that what we normally play as.
Okay. Yes. So you, I assume, put that up as you're leaving the city.
Yes.
Um.
I'm just trying to, like, discreetly look around, see if I see that sensor again. That's my primary objective.
Okay. You don't have any sensors following you or anything. However, right at the tail end of the 10 minutes, you sense in front of you a invisible creature, which you would probably alert everybody to, except that just as it comes into the 30 feet range of you, it turns itself visible. And there is standing in front of you an elven-looking man in clothing so dull and drab that it is noticeably dull and drab. That's the first thing you notice about this clothing. It seems to suck the color out of the world around it.
Like gray?
Yeah, but like aggressively gray.
Hello?
And he says, "You were recently in contact with the unseelie traitor Cereza. Tell me how to find him."
Cereza is...
The Fae.
The Fae
Yeah.
who was guarding the copper dragons.
Sorry, traitor to whomst?
We'll have to wait until next week to find that out.
Oh, boy.
Womp womp.
Just nope. We keep going.
You just walk right past him.
No, we could be in the next episode.
I would prefer if we did, because I have a massive headache and if combat's happening, I want to have my head.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's the joke. We want to know what happened only.
Did we level up?
Well, here's the thing, right? You were supposed to.
We can level up after this happens.
Right. So pick out what you're going to level up, but just keep in mind that it doesn't apply until I tell you.
Okay.
All I get is a level 3 spell, or a new spell, so.
Yeah.
Hey, we get proficiency as well, so that
Is
don't
it?
knock that.
Oh, I missed the Dang it, that means I can't just put my level up now and be like, oh, I just won't touch that spell.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, we get proficiency. Sorry.
Yep, bumping up to 5th.
Ooh, I learned to speak Japanese.
I beg your pardon?
What?
You heard him.
Yeah, I learned to speak Japanese and Polish and
Tongue
Elvish.
of the sun and moon. Huh. That's kind of cool.
Level 14, I can teleport between shadows.
14 is always very cool. I want to get 14 with someone.
I know what I'm taking!
Your spell?
Yeah.
I know what I'm taking.
Wait, doesn't this mean that now Jamie can have us just fast travel through the dream spell?
You're talking about Dream of the Blue Veil?
No, dream.
Ooh, get another sneak attack die.
Snake attack.
I'm taking Finger of Death because I want to raise a zombie army.
I think probably only Cthanid will understand the significance of this, but when you cast Dream at 7th level, I think I said, you can physically enter the dream.
Uh-oh.
All 6 of us.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Didn't we do that like a couple arcs ago?
Not as far as we're aware of.
Yeah, not on purpose.
Also, Nibbles? Gray Man? Really?
No. not a
Not
good
not a 1-to-1 comparison?
Nope.
Oh, thank God.
This is probably worse.
Oh, no.
I'll be able to level CR4 Celestials.
Ooh.
More
As
Weebly.
a hint for anybody that's curious, he used the word unseelie.
Look, as long as we don't run into a golem, not a golem, a golham, I'm fine.
The fuck is a golham?
So, hold the horses, Nibbles. You say unseelie. Can you spell it out? Because I think it's the same word that they use in Critical Role. I don't know what that means.
It's another thing about Fae.
Yeah.
The Sele were the summer court, Titania, the nice Fae. Unsele were the winter court, Queen Mab, the not so nice Fae in most fairy lore.
Yes, that is not what's going on here, but you can, as players, you can extrapolate that we're talking about other Fae creatures. I don't think the characters have any context for Seelie and Unseelie.
I'm gonna go food and then head stop.
Yes,
You
understandable.
should do that.
Yeah, head stop would be nice.
Yeah, then do a hammer time.